Hey, hey, hey. How you doing? How you been? Welcome back to my channel. Malika here, the founder and financial coach of Fabulous Financials, where I help Black women relieve financial stress and learn to build wealth so they can live whatever they love. And today I have a special guest. I asked her to come on so she can share her financial journey and how coaching has helped her relieve financial stress and learn to build wealth so she can get on a path to living what she loves. Let's join the conversation. Hey, hey, Tarika.
Hello.
Tarika is one of my clients in the Sister Circle, and we have been working together. She's been in my coaching program for about a year now.
About a year now. That's right.
Yes,
Yes.
working together for a long time. But I just wanted to
Yes.
bring Tarika on so we can talk about money. So we can
Yes.
talk about money. So Tarika, tell me a little bit about your financial journey.
Okay. So, um, I'd like to say that I consider myself fairly financially stable most of my life. But 2020 was a transition year or a challenging year for me, as
Ooh.
with everyone else.
Mhm.
Yes. Um, I found myself leaving my marriage in 2021, which brought about several changes and transitions for me. One of them, which is financial. Um, and I knew that as a single person, I needed to work on where I was financially to secure my future just for myself.
Mm.
And so I told myself that one of my goals starting in 2022 was to get my financial house in order. Now that I was completely divorced and everything was separated, I needed to get my financial house in order just for myself. I had several financial goals that I wanted to obtain, and I just had a lot of things that I saw for my future. And I needed to figure out how to do that. And I was a little lost. I couldn't see how to get there. I knew where I wanted to go. I just wasn't sure how to make it happen.
Mhm.
So I received the email from you about the coaching group. And I've known you for quite some time. And I waffled on it. I waffled on if I was going to do it or not, for several reasons that had nothing to do with you. And I decided that I was going to live a different life. And in order to live a different life, you got to do things differently.
Yes.
And so I sent you the email saying, I'm in. I want to start. I want to be a part of this. I'm going to get over all of the feelings of inadequacy, of shame, of uh, concern about what I may appear or look like. Um, and I'm just going to move forward with it. And it turned out to be one of the best things for my life.
What concerns did you have? I hear you say feelings of inadequacy.
Right. Concerns about judgment, concerns about um, me not being where I felt like I should have been at my age,
Mm.
um, concerns about um, the financial choices that I made prior to joining the group and not measuring up to what I felt I should have been doing for myself.
Mm.
Yes.
That right there, I'm sure it's a lot of us. And I say us meaning Black women. We
Yes.
feel bad and we internalize things because we are not where we think we should be.
Right.
We
Right.
develop these ideas of where we should be based on what we see.
Yes.
And we compare ourselves to others without considering the fact that what we see is a curated image of other people's
Correct.
lives. And we
Correct.
also internalize like media reports, those, oh, what you should do by age 30, what you should do by age
Yes.
40. And
Those lists.
I hate
Yes.
I hate those lists because it makes people feel self-conscious. It makes people feel inadequate, like you said, when they don't
Correct.
reach up to the age range that says you should have at least $1 million by the time you're 40 years old. We internalize that information and we judge ourselves and think that
Yes,
we should be doing more when the whole time you're doing a great job already and you just need to figure out what's next,
exactly.
right?
Yes. And I
Right?
know that I felt heavy judgment, not from other people, but from myself, um, from just all of it, you know, getting divorced, separating from someone you thought you would be with for your life, starting essentially over as a single Black woman in my 40s. All of that can weigh heavy on your soul. And to know that you're starting financially over as a Black woman as well, just can compound some of those feelings of failure. And I knew that I couldn't stay there. I knew that I had to move forward if I wanted to get where I see myself in the future.
Yes, yes. I want to commend you for seeing your relationship for what it was and deciding to make a decision that was best for you. Because I
Yes,
know a lot of us also stay in unhealthy relationships because we view divorce as failure and we don't
correct.
want the public to think we failed. So we keep,
Absolutely.
and we sometimes think about how long we've been in a relationship. And because it's lasted for 10, 15 years, we're like, oh, we can't start over now. I've invested so much.
Right.
So I
Absolutely.
commend you for making that choice for yourself because you
Right.
are working towards the goals that you've always had, right?
Yes. Yes, I am. And I'm doing them by myself, which feels fantastic. Yes.
So tell us about those goals and what you're working on and how you're able to do it by yourself.
So, several of my goals are to make sure that I have my retirement secured so that I don't have to work for a very long time. I have created, working with you, have created a spend plan that allows me to continue to pay down any debt that I may have, save for my retirement in my investment accounts, as well as save for some of the one-off expenses that I have, which was truly a game changer for me. I could not wrap my head around before I started this. I couldn't wrap my head around how to save for these things separately, using my the system that I had at the time. And this new system has truly been a game changer because it's allowed me to work on all of my goals simultaneously while spending much less time looking at my budget, looking at my money, trying to plan these things out. And overall, the financial plan has given me peace, which is more important um, to me than ever now. I have peace of mind. I know where my money is going. I know how much I have left to just live on. And it's not something that I have to think about on a daily basis.
Yes, yes. So how were
Yes.
you budgeting before you started working with me?
Essentially, making a budget, a spreadsheet where I had a monthly budget,
Mhm.
and whatever I had left over would go towards savings or debt reduction. And that amount would change if I had one of those one-off expenses. If I had to pay for my car insurance that's due for the next 6 months, then I would not be able to save that much a month. If I had to pay for, say, renter's insurance, or I had to get tires for my car, the money that I might have had saved or earmarked for savings went towards those things, which meant that my savings accounts fluctuated consistently.
Right.
And now that doesn't happen anymore. Right.
Yes. Yeah. So it's those non-recurring expenses that you don't see every month that can
Correct.
when your finances
Yes.
out of whack. All right.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Was that causing you to incur some of the debt?
It was just depending on how large the expense was or what took place, which is very frustrating for me because I was trying to make it work, but I was using a system that wasn't built for my life.
Exactly. Woo! You
Yes.
talking saucy now. You
Yes.
talking saucy now. Because
Yes.
you know my system. So
Yes.
explain what you use now and how it has relieved some of the concerns you had.
Great. So I have a set amount of money for my fixed expenses, which never change each month. I know what those bills are going to be. I know when they're due. That money goes into one separate account. I have a second account that is earmarked specifically for those one-off and non-reoccurring expenses, so that that money is saved when those occurrences happen, because they will happen. And let me just say, non-reoccurring expenses aren't necessarily always bad things. My
Right.
non-reoccurring account also includes my money for Mardi Gras, because you know
Yeah.
I love Mardi Gras.
Hello.
Um, my money for travel, any trips that I plan on taking during the year, anywhere I want to go, I have money specifically earmarked for that. So I don't have to figure out how to move it around within my budget.
Mhm.
There's also money for vehicle expenses. Last year, I was traveling home to my hometown when I got a flat tire.
Mhm.
What should have been a 3 hour drive turned into an 8 hour ordeal because
Oh.
I was in the middle of nowhere attempting to find new tires.
Oh.
And because I did not have the option to shop around,
Mhm.
I found whatever place had tires and just bought them because it was an emergency.
Yes. Yes.
Because I had that money set aside, bought my tires, I got on the road, and I went home. I was a little annoyed, but I wasn't annoyed because I spent money I didn't have. I had the money.
I love it. I love it.
Right.
Not that I love you were stranded in the middle of nowhere and needed new tires,
Yeah.
but I
Right.
love that because it shows us how a proper financial system can turn a financial emergency into just a minor inconvenience.
Correct.
It's
That
just
was
a minor.
exactly what it was.
You didn't get set
Yep.
back. You didn't put
Nope.
anything on a credit card, or if you did, you had money
Nope.
to pay it off in full, but you didn't
Right.
incur any
Right.
new debt, any new
I
recourse
did not.
debt. Yeah.
No. And all of the money that I had that was set aside for that trip, I
Uh-huh.
could use on that trip. I didn't have to worry about not doing some of the things that I wanted to do because I didn't have the money for it.
Yes, yes. And that, ooh, you're talking real saucy. It's really, really saucy. When you have a financial system that's tailored to your lifestyle, like Tarika,
Right.
has, like I helped her develop, it includes the things you enjoy. She can
Yes.
travel without skipping a beat. She says she's planning for Mardi Gras already. So you're going to
Yes.
put some balls. Do you do the whole nine for Mardi Gras?
Absolutely. I do the balls. My favorite is king cake. That's my first love. And
Mhm.
so I spend an exorbitant amount on king cakes every year. I'm not ashamed of it. It is my love.
And that's
And
perfectly okay.
yes,
Yes.
yes. And
When you
so,
have a financial system that works for you, you can do all the things that you love. You don't have to say, oh, I can't do Mardi Gras this year because I ain't got the money. Tarika's like, that's
right.
important to me. I'm going to Mardi Gras.
And I am going to enjoy Mardi Gras.
And you don't have to be guilty about how much you spend on it either because you
Nope.
already planned for it in advance. That's
Yes.
what a financial system, not a budget. That's what a financial system does for you. I love it. I love
Absolutely.
it. Love it. Love.
Yes.
So tell me, So now that you got your financial system in place, you said you had some goals that you wanted to achieve. So how are you doing with the goals? Are you making progress?
I'm doing, I'm making a lot of progress. Since working with you, I have decreased my consumer debt by at least 50%.
Ooh.
And that will be completely paid off this year. And
Oh,
I'm looking forward to that, um, so that I can take that money and invest in my future. Because
yes.
I look forward to the day that I can work with you on a one-on-one basis on investing. That is one of my goals.
That's when you're gonna get
Yes,
so salty.
yes,
So do we
yes.
have a debt
I,
payoff date that we could celebrate when the time comes?
we do. Yes. Don't ask me to remember right now because I can't. I should remember it. I know I should remember it, but I can't remember it right now.
Okay, so
But it's soon.
tell me later. I want to put it on my calendar because that is
Yes,
huge.
yes,
We need to celebrate that, and we're gonna celebrate
yes,
the circle too.
yes,
Awesome,
yes.
awesome. So,
I'm also consistently investing in my IRA as
okay,
well as contributing the match amount to my 401k. And
yeah.
I've opened up an HSA, and I save money in the HSA every month as well, which I completely give you credit for because I was not completely aware. I knew what HSAs were and high deductible health plans were, but I didn't understand them. And one of the things that you taught me even before this is if it's something that you don't understand, don't do it until you have an understanding of it.
Yes. Don't invest in
Yes,
anything you don't understand. No, ma'am.
correct. Yes. And so, just by working with you and all of the knowledge that you shared, it made the HSA just seem so accessible, and I understood it, and I understood how to use it. And so I've had an HSA and high deductible health plan since last year for over a year now, and it's worked out wonderfully for me.
Awesome, awesome.
And so
So
I'm continuing to do that as well.
you're investing in your IRA, you're getting the match
Yes,
from your 401k, you investing in
yes,
girl.
yes. And I'm still living. I'm not, I don't feel like I'm going without. I still have the money that I want to go out and dance and drink and travel and purchase gifts. I don't feel like I am giving up anything in order to meet these other goals.
So would you say that's because of the financial plan that you have, the financial plan
Absolutely.
you're using now? Okay.
Correct.
So
Yes.
did you feel that free and flexible with your money when you had a budget, the traditional budget?
No,
No.
no, because I did not have it just didn't, my budget was not, the way that I was budgeting wasn't working for my future. It worked for that month.
Right now. Yep.
Right. And I wanted to think and plan long term. And I
Mm,
wanted to achieve long term goals. But the traditional budgeting method didn't allow me to do that. And it became very frustrating. And so, because it was so frustrating, I removed some of the things that brought me joy to try and make up for
yeah.
the difference. I constricted my life.
Mhm.
Yes.
That's what it does. It makes
And
you feel restricted.
yes. And so, this makes me feel expansive. I can have everything that life can bring me. It's at my fingertips. I have the option to everything I want.
Yes, to everything you want. It's because that traditional budgeting style that everyone thinks of when they think about, oh, I need to get my money together. Oh, I'm going to do better with my finances. Let me put together a budget. And it's so frustrating because number one, it only gives you a tunnel vision view of your money. You're only
Yes.
looking at
Right.
1 month at a time. You have a whole world out there. There are things that
Yes.
happen on the same day every single year, like
Yep.
Christmas, Fourth of
Yep.
July, Thanksgiving.
Yep.
But when you're
Yep.
budgeting, it's as if all the other 11 months and everything that goes on in your life don't exist
Don't
unless it
exist.
happens in that 1 month. That's going to
Correct.
blow your finances every single time because you are more than just 30 days. And if
Yes.
you're only focused on those 30 days, it's inevitable for your finances to fail because you weren't considering
Right.
all the other things. So, yes, I love it. She said it feels expensive.
Yes.
I love it. I am so happy for you. So, after you pay off the debt, and we're going to talk about your celebration date later. So, after you pay off the debt, then what's next for you?
I'm going to earmark all of that money to more investing um, because I have future goals. I want Tarika from 5 years from now to be proud of Tarika in 2023. I want her, I want Tarika in 2033, who's sitting on the beach somewhere sipping Mai Tais, to look back at Tarika in 2023 and say, girl, you did me good.
Girl, you did me good. And that's why I also ask you guys to journal and write letters to your future self because that's what
Yes.
you're doing it for. And in 2033, that Tarika gonna be reading that letter that Tarika 2023 said, "This is what I'm gonna do for you, girl." And she gonna be like, "Yes,
Yes.
girl, yes, thank you."
Yes.
Yes,
Absolutely.
love it.
Yes.
I love it. Do you have a target retirement date that you're thinking about yet?
Not yet. I know that in our talks, we talked about in our discussions um, what my finances will look like, say 10 years from now, and how much I'll have invested and saved and what that fund will look like. But I'm not exactly sure when I want to quit work. Not yet. I I'm working on it.
Okay.
I don't know the exact date,
Mhm.
but I will not be working in my 60s. That's for sure.
Okay, okay. She did real
Yes.
for other Black women who may be watching us. What words of wisdom do you have for them if they are in a financial situation where they're not struggling, they're not broke, but they feel stuck and they don't know how to get to the next level? Because you know how I always say there's levels to this money game, and you sound like
Absolutely.
you just cruising through the levels. So, what advice would you give Black women that are watching us right now that maybe thinking about the next level but don't know how to get there?
My first word of advice would be to forgive yourself. To forgive yourself for your past mistakes, your past choices, your past ideas. You're still worthy. Um, Also, you're still worthy. You can have whatever you want. Everything is at your fingertips. All of your dreams and all of your hopes and goals, everything is available to you. My second word of advice is it is never too late. You can do everything. Everything is accessible to you. Everything you want, everything you desire, everything you prayed for can be attained. You can achieve it all. My fourth word of advice is to reach out to you. Um, I can't say that I've ever been in a space where I felt as welcome and accepted as and understood and um, included like I do in the sister circle. It has been life changing. I see myself in the future now. I see that the things that I want are attainable. It's not just a pie in the sky dream. All of these things are going to happen for me. I've set a plan. I'm doing the work. I am consistent and I show up for myself. And having someone to give you some of that direction, having you to give me that direction has made all the difference.
See.
Yes. And I'm truly serious. This has been a game changer for me. Um, I don't stay up at night thinking about how I'm going to make some of these things happen anymore. I don't sit up thinking about how I can attain these things, or big and small. How am I going to pay for that trip that I said I wanted to go on with my friends in May? How am I going to get these new tires? How am I going to actually save for retirement? How am I actually going to pay this debt off? All of it is going to be done. I know that now. And it's given me a sense of peace that I want other Black women to have.
Thank you, Tarika. Thank you so much for sharing that. Your advice is so important and so meaningful. And it's almost exactly like what I tell everyone. Your current circumstances do not define you, regardless of where you are, even if you're starting late, even if you feel like you're starting late, I should say, because it's never too late. Even if you
No,
feel like you're starting late, even if you feel like you made so many financial mistakes in the past and feel like, oh, I will never get ahead, none of that is true. None of
right.
that is true.
No,
You start exactly where you are, but you have to start somewhere,
yes,
right?
yes,
And traditional budgets ain't gonna work.
no,
So if you think you can do it on your own and you want to try to do it on your own, that's great. But if you're planning to use a traditional budget to overcome some of your financial hurdles and to start trying to pursue new financial goals, you're probably going to run into the same hurdle again because, as Tarika said, those traditional budgets to just create a cycle of two steps forward, one step back, and then you have a
right.
non-recurring expense and it just blows everything up.
Everything up.
It all starts with your financial system. Would you agree with that, Terry?
I would agree. Absolutely.
Yeah, and the clarity that you have now, it somebody watching is probably think it's too good to be true, but it's real. The financial system you're using now, it gives you so much clarity because you can see where everything is coming in and where everything
Yes,
is going out. And even the things that don't go out every single month, you can even see those things too. So
absolutely.
they don't surprise you anymore.
No,
And being able
no,
to plan for them in advance, that gives you the freedom to also plan for the things you enjoy.
absolutely.
And that's really the sauce. I
Yes,
don't know
that's the sauce.
way to say it. You
Yes,
heard it here first. Tarika taught you.
absolutely.
All right, sis. Thank you so much for joining us. Thank you for sharing your story. I really appreciate it. And I'll see you in session.
Thank you for having me. It's truly been a pleasure to speak with you. It's always good to speak with you. Thank you for allowing me to give my testimony. Um, and I'll see you Wednesday.
All right. Talk to you later.
Bye.
Don't you just love Tarika? I absolutely adore her, just like I love all the clients I work with. I hope this conversation was helpful. I hope it inspired you. I hope you now know that wealth is available to you too. It does not matter what financial mistakes you've made in the past. It does not matter where you are and what financial challenges you're dealing with. What matters is that you can start today and you can relieve financial stress and learn to build wealth so you too can live what you love. You would like to work with me? I'll leave the link in the description box so you can set up a discovery call for us to talk about your financial challenges and possibly how I may be able to help you too. So that's all I have for you today. Until next time, bye for now.